At the Children's Museum, we exist to create environments where children are free to explore and they learn through play. You'll see that children think they're having a good time, but what we know is that they're actually really learning, and that's the way we all learn, is through play.
Well, I think this is pretty neat. I think to open up a racing exhibit here in the museum, I think it's cool. It shows how much the racetrack is a part of Richmond as a whole. We have a lot of fans from this area. I'm a motorhead at heart, and it's pretty cool that I get to come over here and be a part of this and see this. And I love the history of sports and NASCAR in the state of Virginia. We have a lot of great tracks in this area. We have a lot of great fans in this area. Great short track racing. This is all kind of what we grew up on. So for us to have this type of exhibit here in the museum here in Richmond says a lot for, I think, what Richmond is doing and how it's standing behind the racetrack that we have here. It's neat for me to be here. I can't wait to bring my son in and check out the cars. So he definitely gets that from his father also. But just glad to be able to be here today to be a part of this announcement, and I'm just very proud of the museum here for letting the exhibit be a part of it. Just shows a lot for what we think about racing in this area.
This is very exciting for our area. It's exciting for Richmond International Raceway to be part of creating something that's going to be very special for the young people in our area and for our families. And today we'll be unveiling the prototype for one of the pieces. It's the When They Were Young piece. So it's really going to celebrate drivers like Elliott and some of the great names in Virginia racing history like the Burtons and the Wood brothers. I mentioned the Sadlers as well. And talk a little bit about what they did when they were young and how they got to where they are today. So I think that's going to be very special for our young people to learn about these drivers, how they started out and how they developed in their career to get to where they are today. The other pieces as well will be we'll have a car on display, so kids will have an opportunity to peek inside the car, hopefully get inside the car maybe, but really understand the dynamics of the race car. Two other really interactive pieces. One will be a flag stand, and it'll teach kids what the flags mean in our sport. They'll actually be able to go up in this flag stand and wave the flag and get an understanding of what the flag person is all about during the race and how they help the drivers understand what's going on the racetrack. And then the other piece is just giving kids the ability to use their hands to build a racetrack and build some race cars and run the car down the track. So maybe there's some future crew chiefs out there as well.
Well, man, kids are our future, man. You got to have the kids, I think, be involved in the sport early, and they can come here and learn more about it. But kids are our future, and we want them to be a part of the NASCAR sport in any way they can. Whether that's sitting in the stands and being a fan, or that's being a part of the sport. We have some good racetracks in this area where they can go and be a part of the sport and be crew members or race car drivers or whatever they want to be. But I think at an early age, learning more about the sport, what it entails, what it's all about, is definitely important, man. It's you're only as strong as your future, and you're only as strong as your kids are going to be. So I think this is a great success story for Richmond and in this area to be able to have this exhibit here. I tell you what, it's definitely an honor for me to be here tonight. We come over here to the Children's Museum a lot, my family and I, a lot of times to come see Santa like everybody else does, but I used to come here when I was a kid, and now I'm able to bring my son Wyatt and my daughter Austin over here also, and now to be able to come back and be a part of a new exhibit that's going to be here in the Children's Museum just means a lot to me and my family. I think it's a great initiative that Richmond International Raceway has taken on, because we have a lot of familiar names, a lot of history of racing in this part of Virginia, a part of the racetrack. Like you said, the Wood brothers are from here, Rick Hendrick, Junie Dunleavy. First thing I saw when I walked in was Ray Hendricks flying 11, probably the most famous paint scheme that's ever been a part of Virginia short track racing. But one thing kids can be involved in, like I was talking about earlier with some people, where they want to be just a race fan, or they want to be a crew member, or they want to be a driver, they can come here and learn about the sport. They can come here and learn the ins and outs of it, get some information about it. I was lucky enough to be a part of the sport and stay a part of it till now when I'm 36 years old. But the first time I ever came to Richmond International Raceway, I wasn't even a year old yet. I was there today when Richard Petty sat on the bulldozer and knocked the wall down and made it from a half-mile track to a three-quarter-mile track. And I was there today when it became not only, it wasn't the third race of the season anymore, it's now 2 night races. So it's neat how much I felt like our family has grown with Richmond International Raceway. So it's only fitting that we're here today to be a part of this exhibit. And I want to say thanks to everybody that's coming out today. Hopefully your kids will enjoy it as much as I know my kids will. And thanks so much for the Children's Museum for having us over here today to let us be a part of it. So I think this is a great first step of merging people working together in Virginia as far as us race fans are concerned. It's neat that, because we're big race fans, guys, and we have a lot of great race fans in the state of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we want them to be able to come here and learn as kids what this is all about, this great sport that we're a part of. I think that's pretty cool to be featured in the exhibit. It's an honor for me. I mean, I'm just a small town kid from Emporia, Virginia, a little small town just south of here. And, to be a part of an exhibit is unreal. So I'm honored and I'm floored and blown away and definitely blessed to be a part of this exhibit, especially when you have other people's cars here like Ray Hendrick, people that I looked up to when I came along and my dad looked up to when he came along. So it's neat to be on this side of the fence and be able to be a part of the exhibit. It means a lot to me and my family.